So just like yesterday's lesson, I really want to go over the end of the notes. Again, it's been kind of a packed week, and I feel like we've rushed through some of this stuff. So I want to make sure that the parts of the notes that we haven't really had a lot of time to cover, we take care of right here in this video. So just to zoom out so you can see, this is the second example on the back of the notes. It's the one that says solve the following equation, and we have these two fractions. We've got 5 over x equals x plus 13 over 6. And we're not going to treat this any differently than we have any other question so far, but it's going to change when we get towards the end of it. So you'll see what I mean by that. We're going to start off by identifying what our common denominator is, and we know that an easy way to find that is by multiplying our denominators. So we know that our common denominator here could be 6x. So let's try multiplying everything by 6x. Because x goes into 6x and 6 goes into 6x. So that's going to work really well for us. So this left fraction is going to become 5 times 6x over x. And this one's going to become 6x times x plus 13 over 6. And this is working really well for us because we can start canceling. X divided by x is 1, and 6 divided by 6 is 1. So we don't have to write those that way anymore. We can just write this side as 5 times 6. And we can write this side as x, as x times x plus 13. Well, 5 times 6 is 30, so let's take care of that first. And x times x is x squared. X times 13 is 13x. And now we find ourselves in a situation that's a little bit different from the last examples we did today. Because we have this x squared here, and we know that we're not going to get rid of that very easily. So what we have is a quadratic. And in order to solve a quadratic, it must be equal to 0. So the first thing I'm going to do is move this 30 over to this side of the equation. Now I have 0 equals x squared plus 13x minus 30. And now it's just a regular old quadratic. Now the way that we tackle quadratics is we can use the quadratic formula, but that's a backup plan. So we don't want to use that if we can double bubble, because double bubbling is the best. And fortunately for us, this quadratic double bubbles, and we get x plus 15 times x minus 2. Those are our factors, which means that x equals negative 15 and x equals 2. So our solution is x equals negative 15 or 2. We have two solutions. Either one of these would work. And if you go ahead and you take this 2 or this negative 15 and you plug them in here and here, you'll find that this equality is true. All right, so that's that example. Now, doing that example is going to help us because there are 2 examples on these notes that we didn't get to in class, and I want to make sure we do one of them now. I'm going to leave you guys so that you can do this one by yourselves. But we are going to take care of this example right here, which is similar to that one we just did. So 2 over x plus 1 equals x plus 1 over 2. Let's solve it. What's our common denominator? Well, we know we can find it by multiplying our denominators. So this, we're going to multiply it by 2 times x plus 1. And we're going to multiply this one by 2 times x plus 1. Now, we're going to rewrite it. So we have 2 times 2 times x plus 1 over x plus 1. And we have 2 times x plus 1 times x plus 1, or x plus 1 squared, over 2. Now let's cancel some stuff. This divided by this is 1. This divided by this is 1. So now we are just left with 2 squared equals x plus 1 squared. How do we solve it? Well, we know that on this side we have x plus 1 times x plus 1. And sure, we didn't have to push those two things together earlier if we didn't want to, but it might have helped us if something was going to cancel. And then over here we have 4. Let me scroll up. 4 equals, well, this is x squared plus 2x plus 1. I'm going to move that 4 over because we have a quadratic. So we have 0 equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. We hope that this double bubbles. So we have x plus 3 and x minus 1 equals 0, which means that x could either equal negative 3 or it could equal 1. Those are our solutions, all right? So we know now that there are some situations where we might end up with a quadratic. And if we find ourselves in that situation, we have to be able to factor it just like we do normal quadratics, all right? So then we'll do a homework video. I'll cover a couple of those problems. You guys should be good on this stuff.